What's up, lads? Orc Mischief here. That is my Christian name. It's been with me all my life. I am starting a channel. I don't know what I'm doing. I barely know what I'm doing with my hands, but I know what I'm doing with my orcs. And so let's get started here. We're going with the Morkanaut. That's what this is. This guy. You may be familiar with him.
I love him. He's really cool, very orky, super cool, super proud, and super happy with this kit and like how it went. We'll just go like top to bottom, bottom to top, no real rhyme or way, orc style. We'll just go all over the place, but I will start at the bottom here. So yeah, added a little battlefield, just kind of some basic kit bashing stuff. This is really cool right here, a toothpaste squeezer that you can put on pieces of can and like just turn them into corrugated metal, and it's super cool, super easy. But anyway, well, I'll go through the entire base at some point. But yeah, the guy comes on a 170 mil base. The size of it is about halfway between a Death Dread and a Stompa. If you don't have either one of those, it's the size of a squirrel. So everybody's got one of those, I think, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, the only critiques I have, I do wish it came with an extra arm, a full extra arm, like that way you could have 2 claws. And then they have this kind of bizarre thing. They tell you to completely waste the multi Gatling gun that you would use instead of the custom Mega Blaster. You would use like the Gatling gun. They tell you to put it in backwards back in here, which is absolute insanity. And so I just jammed a ball of aluminum foil back in there, or aluminium, as they say in England. So for multiple reasons, you can barely see it. Two, crumpled foil looks more legit. It looks like a thermal insulation that you would see on like a cool, crazy weapon or a satellite out in the base. So that works perfectly. And D, wasting a piece that you could kit bash like that is an absolute crime. You do something like that, you're gonna die and come back as a toilet paper squig or something. Don't do that. It's terrible. All right, so painting this guy. Let's talk that. Let's talk paint. So I made a huge mistake when I painted this thing. I took advice and I took it poorly. Drunken Orc talked about using rattle cans for big stuff. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that. Unfortunately, I got I don't know if I got lip gloss or just the glossiest paint known to man or beast, and I painted that with it. And then I was like, you know what, that's fine. I'll just matte varnish it away, and it kind of worked, but it also gave it this like a little bit frosty effect. The OSL kind of helps sell that a little bit, so it doesn't look bad at the end of the day. But I do wish I would have used like a less glossy paint to begin with, and it probably would have been a lot easier because I had to kind of work backwards because I had that very glossy paint, and then when you paint other stuff on top of it, like this trim, you gotta do like 18 layers, which is kind of a pain in the butt. Other than that, the paint, pretty standard. Did some chipping around the outside just with some metallic. And then, yeah, I did do the camo, which the technique there, I just kind of go light to dark, and then I do stripes. So I go like a white, like blotch, 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 stripe, blotch, 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 blotch. And then I go pink, blotch, 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 blotch. Yeah, kind of like a little stripey, little organic, and then black, same thing. And then once by the time you're done with it, it actually looks random but also like cool. If you don't do it like that, it I don't know, it just doesn't really work. That's the technique that I use. So use it well. And then checkers, that's just I do like a white grid and then fill in the white, and then go back with the darker color and like get right up in there, dog, and do the corners as well. So that's my technique there. And then the kind of OSL stuff, that's just kind of dry brushing and using white and stuff. I don't know, there's not much. You can see somebody else's techniques on how to do that, but that's what that is. The squigoth in the room, it is purple. I get it, yeah. So, oh, I just see some grots floating around there, mate. I get it. No, it's purple. We can all see it. Moving on. So let's talk about these grots. Let's dig into these little cuties. They're amazing. We'll talk about the Commissah here. And then the other guys that we got. As you can see, this is a standard Gretchen that I used different arms with. So this is the banners wrench that you can see. I started off with this. Went with like a little Big Mech type look to him because he's like controlling this whole thing. But in the end, the rest of them with the Commissah look, it doesn't flow. It doesn't really make sense. So I went with a Power Fist instead. Even though Power Fist is super cool, and normally I hoard my coolest bits like it's a Skyrim inventory, I pulled the trigger this time, and I went ahead and used the Power Fist. How I built this guy, I made a sphere of green stuff, popped him on top of this, kind of cheated by using the guy that had the hat already because I could use the bill, and then just kind of sculpted it very basically into a little point. Nothing cosmic there. For his great coat with the 2 buttons there. So for the great coat, it's better in color anyway. So for the great coat, you can see I folded over a little collar. So I basically just took a sheet of green stuff that I flattened out, and then rolled this guy up like a nice fat tortilla. So, yeah. His fist, you can see it all in all its glory, giving orders to these guys. And then his left arm of the legendary 69th. And then you can see he's yelling into this comm system, which I got from the Old World Goblins kit, the aforementioned, or is it aforementioned? Maybe it's not aforementioned yet. It's aforethought of by me. Let's talk about that thing for a little bit. It's really cool. Yeah, so I'm going to completely take us off the rails here. So this is the Old World Goblin Mob kit that I just got recently. It's really cool. I think I paid about $55 for this thing. It says it comes with 40 miniatures, but let's look at the back here as well. So yeah, 40 goblins. It comes with the full sets for both the archers and the spearmen. So it actually comes with 80 heads and 80 legs, and I don't know how many arms. I'm not a math guy, but yeah, you got the meat jack. And point is, if you're kit bashing with Grots at all, like, get you one of these. This is amazing. Cool. So before we got completely derailed, we were talking about this comm system, this Dr. Seuss style comm system. It starts up top, and then you can see it getting received through the pipe down below here. Yeah, and oh, the squigs. Don't worry about the squigs. You're trying to say to me. Here's one of those aforementioned. I can use that word correctly now. Aforementioned horns that I was using for the comm system. And then on the outside, we've got this this one little Grot who received boss's prior left arm there with a wrench or spanner, and he's just doing some work. He does have an Astra Militarum helmet there and a little trench club to kind of sell the Bloodaxe-ness. And then here we go. Yeah, this is the guy. This is my man right here. The Conduit Grot. I think he resonates with pretty much everybody. If I have most replayed section here on this video, I mean, everything's most replayed if nobody watched it, but if I have a most replayed, I think it's gonna be this guy. He's just hilarious. Orcs win battles, but Grots win wars, and this guy, he's winning the war right here. It's the little things that keep things moving, the logistics. That's the Grots, and I have so much love for these guys. And I just pictured, like, this guy's. He's in desperation. He's using his own body to conduit 2 wire sections together, and it makes me laugh. So here he is. This is just another one of those old world gobos with some gardening wire up here, and then the little zappies. Those are 28 gauge model wire from Amazon. You can just crimp those bad boys up and then prime them white, and you can either airbrush or man, I really can't be bothered to break out that bad boy, especially for just one little thing. So this was just admittedly soft dry brush, which is fine. There's a couple little hairs, but you can't really see that with your eyeballs. I mean, come on.
Good.
And then, yeah, so last thing is the base. So I knew I wanted to do something unique. I didn't want to spend, my entire life on it, but I did want to do something unique here. So I threw this guy on here. I figured it'd be funny for the blood axes because, it's extra funny when it's a deathskull getting split in half. If it's one of your own guys, I mean, it is funny, but it's even more funny when it's somebody who's not even one of your dudes. I figured this is something that, like, would absolutely happen on chaotic battlefields, especially with the haphazard at best way that these things are assembled. And as soon as I saw those Deffcopter blades, I was like, dude, they have all these choppy things. Like, somebody's getting chopped by those bad boys. If I have to do it myself, somebody's getting chopped in half. So I did do it myself. So this is one of those little model saws. I sawed through the guy and then drilled out holes, put in little pieces of wire for the bones that are sticking out there. The bones!
Look at the bones!
And this is Vallejo plastic putty that I used as like the random gore. And then blood for the blood god provided the blood for the blood god. Well, that makes sense. And stipple sponged on the back there, using my classic thespian training. This is, pieces of plastic card, This is a piece of corkboard, and then this is 2 pieces of coffee stirrers that I glued to make them look like it's a little rail or something. And then this is just a chopped off arm. I don't think I need to explain that to anybody, but I did. So there you have it. And this is just 2-scale barbed wire. So there we have it. That's it. Yeah, if you guys like this, just absolutely just destroy that subscribe button, and you can subscribe to all one of my total videos at this point. But maybe I'll make more in the future if people like this. And so I've got plenty of other kit bashes that I'm working on that I could make more, or I could go through more of things that I'm actually completely done with. I don't know. So in the future, what will we do? We'll probably film things as I'm doing them. That way I don't have to go through them after the fact like this, and I can actually show like how I did some stuff. But this works too. This was fun. So cool. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. Peace. And wah.